Hello, welcome, and welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey. So, it's April. These messages really are, kind of whenever you see them, but I do tend to do them at least monthly. So this month we're using the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and then we're using the Wandering Moon Tarot for additional information. We'll get an Oracle card for the overall vibe, and then of course pull 6 tarot cards and see what the vibe is. I have my little bowl here of all of the zodiac, all of the human design profile numbers. I'm just gonna pick one. All right, let's see who's next. Who is this? Aquarius. All right, we're sticking with the A's today. I just did Aries. So let's see. Let's get a card for Aquarius. Overall vibe. I think Pluto just went into Aquarius, right? It'll be there until June, I believe. And then it'll retrograde back into Capricorn until next year. So in any case, how is that going? How's that going for you? Aquarius is my 8th house. So honestly, I don't even know. Okay. That is so funny. So funny. Because Aries got the same effing card. And just for the like, I'm not gonna lie, like I usually will cut out a portion of the shuffling on video because sometimes it takes minutes, and I will sit here and I will shuffle for minutes until one card comes out. I'm dedicated. I'm committed to that. But I don't think that a lot of people want to sit there for 3, 4, 5, minutes watching me shuffle and not talking at all. So anyway, I do cut out like a portion of that, but in this video, I think I'm just going to leave it all in. And my dog apparently agrees. I'm leaving all this in here. This is a journey. I love it. I'm here for it, Aquarius. But because I want you to see how much was shuffled in order for this one card to come out. And it's just so funny that this is the card that comes out. I mean, you might have significant Aries placements. You might want to go watch the Aries video, even if you don't, okay? Because there can be, there could be some nuggets in there for you as well. But let's just get the rest of the cards out before we talk about. We have the Ace of Moons or the Ace of Cups. We have the 8 of Wands. We only take the cards that come out. We don't take the flippers. I have an agreement with my decks on that. We've talked about it. We've communed on it. We have the 10 of Stars or the 10 of Pentacles. We have the Devil. We have King of Swords. One more. Okay. Okay, you might want to, even if you don't have any like significant placements in Aries, if you have the time, if you have the inclination, like I would recommend watching Aries. And I'm saying that because the 10 of Stars came out in Aries, the 6 of Stars came out in Aries also. So I don't know. It may have nothing to do with the other, but I just want to mention that because I do just find it kind of interesting, the overlap. And in Aries, the 7 of Wands was here, and we have the 8 of Wands, which is a progression, even though it's a progression between two different signs. I'm going to leave it there as far as Aries goes. I won't keep bringing it up. Maybe there is an Aries in your life that, or they will be. So we start with soul family. It says, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. It's interesting because, like, I know I just looked at this card, but now my attention is up here and how symmetrical. It's like, this mirroring effect. I mean, even between these two people, but it really is like, finding the people that like understand your weird, right? But it's about too, like, again, with the mirroring effect, and really like how that can even like help us grow. Because, if we see our reflection like mirrored back to us, I mean, that's really projection, basically, right? But if we recognize it as a mirror, then it's like, we have the capacity, we have the ability to, first of all, see it, to bring it to our consciousness, right? And see something within ourselves because we see it in somebody else. Maybe it's, like somebody's confidence that you want to build within yourself because you know that you have the capacity for it. You can recognize it within them. So if you're able to recognize it within somebody else, then it's in you, right? And when we are authentic, and I do say this in the Aries reading, okay, I'm going to stop mentioning Aries. But, like when we are in our authenticity, we are being truly, deeply, authentically, right? Like who we are. Then it's like, if other people recognize that, the quote unquote correct people recognize that, right? But it's also, it's like their authenticity, right? It's like real recognizes real, right? And by being authentically ourselves, it's like we give other people permission to be themselves around us too. And that just spreads like wildfire. And it's so beautiful. So yeah, because we start with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, it's water, clearly, cups. Moon, has an effect on our tides and all of that. But it's, with the Ace of Cups, it's, our cup is overflowing. It's full. It's so full, again, to the point of being overflowing. And it's like, we have filled our cup so greatly, like we feel purposeful within ourselves. We feel fulfilled within ourselves. Like, maybe the stuff that we're doing or creating, it's being created, it's being done out of a place of love, but it's also filling our own cups. Like it's rejuvenating. And so, we recognize that, our cup is so full that, we can share that with other people. And that's when we move on to the Two of Cups, which, I know we don't have out here anywhere. But there could even be like a new opportunity coming in, or you could be creating a new opportunity or offering in some degree, because, you know, water is usually in a cup. We are generally offering our cup. Or again, you know, I mean, somebody could be offering their cup to you, type of thing. And then when it's paired with the Devil card, so that tells me that there's some sort of like resistance. There's some sort of, you know, and maybe there is this feeling of like having to do it on your own. And maybe that is some sort of trauma response, because hyper independence is a trauma response. I learned that a few years ago, and I very much have that because I am very much a loner, lone wolf, do it myself vibe. I find it hard to ask for help. I find it hard to receive help. So with it paired with the Devil card, because, you know, the Devil card is about the things that control us. It's about, you know, obsession. It can be addiction to, and addiction can be hyper independence. It can be, you know, a substance. It could be distraction, numbing. It could even be like having to have too much control on everything. You know, like too much control on your appearance, how you perceive, how you are perceived by people. It's right, like just really controlling. It's also the card of Capricorn. So, you know, like I was saying at the beginning, you know, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius until sometime. I want to say it's June. For some reason, June keeps popping up into my head before it retrogrades back into Capricorn. So there can be, wherever Aquarius is for you in your chart, whether it's your sun, your rising, your moon, any other placement for Aquarius, then it can be, you know, like paying attention to, and maybe even pouring a bunch of love into that placement, whatever it is for you. And of course, you know, whatever house it's in for you. Obviously, if it's your rising sign, it would be your first house. So it would be pouring in, you know, like all of this, like love and acceptance and compassion, grace, all of those things, like into your literal self, into your identity, into what makes you who you are, right? But if you are like an Aquarius sun or an Aquarius moon, it would, you know, of course, depend on where those placements are, like what house that would be in for you. Just really quick, if you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji. I love emojis, but it really helps your girl out, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so anyway. And since this is the card that came out, you don't have to do it alone. That it would literally be releasing that, and it would be receiving help, or even creating, you know, community. Maybe you're the one that's creating that community. Maybe you're the one that's creating, you know, the tribe in some capacity. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Wands are, it's fire, but it's action, communication. It's our passions, creativity. Like, how are we expressing our creativity and passions? How are we acting on creativity and passion? It's also information, because that's what we get when we try things, right? Like when we actually take actionable steps, you know, like towards something, we gain information, we gain knowledge. That's what wands are. That's how we become wise, right? And the Eight of Wands is fast moving. There's clearly, you know, a bow there about to shoot off this wand. There's still these 7 wands over here. So you could be trying things, but also it's communication. So there can be, communication coming out of nowhere, just kind of popping up. You could be communicating more about whatever this situation is. And maybe it's just an invitation or a little nudge for you to start communicating more, putting yourself out there more, showing up, like literally putting your face out there more. And then we have the King of Swords. Is that Aquarius? Yes. I find it so interesting because I feel like Aquarius always shows up in their own readings, and I just absolutely love that. In one capacity or the other, I feel like in the last year that I've been doing these readings, there's been maybe 2 readings for Aquarius where the Star card didn't come out, or the King of Swords. And it's usually like in the middle, and I just love that. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's been more where that hasn't happened. I don't know. But I feel like Aquarius is always popping up in their own readings, and I love that. So, the King of Swords is the highest expression of the suit of air, right? And as you know, the suit of air is all about our minds, our perceptions, it's truth, it's honesty. It's also ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, right? So that could be what is even happening over here, like the stories attached to experiences, and that's how there's this control or the addiction or whatever the vibe of the devil is. But the King of Swords being the highest expression of the suit, there is this clarity of thought, discipline of thought. Also, there's a leadership quality to the king, right? Because they generally have a kingdom, which again, like I was saying, like maybe you are somehow involved in creating the community. This is even being able to communicate clearly, like being able to say what is on your mind. And that could be what this is. And that could be why there is this thing about showing up, and both of these having to do with communication to a certain degree. This is how that lives in your mind, what you want to communicate, like how that's gelling in there. And then this would be the sending it out. I mean, it could be an email, it could be a YouTube video, it could be any type of social media video, it could be what else, a podcast. This could even be having content lined up, because there's these 7 wands still back here. So it could be, again, right, like having that content scheduled, or even maybe getting on a schedule. And then we have the 10 of Stars, which is a 10 of Pentacles. We have every element out here too. We have water, fire, earth, air. I'm like, I know it's somewhere. So I find that to be interesting too. It's like, it could even be creating circle, because I just heard in my mind, right, like calling in the elements, like the 4 corners type of thing, like ritual. It could be something even along those lines. It doesn't have to be, So the 10 of Pentacles is well, a 10 is a completion. I'm trying to say like too many things at one time, and then it just doesn't come out. Or it comes out like all jumbled. Stars, like I said, pentacles. Okay, let me organize my thoughts over here. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we spend it, how we save it, how we invest it. It's also about our time, how we spend, how we invest, how we get our time. It's our physical body. It's like literally anything tangible, anything you can touch, anything monetary, anything that has to do with, money or resources, materials. And I love that there are two people in here. Now that can be, of course, romantic. It doesn't have to be. It can be platonic. It could just be, people that have shared values, and they you guys want to grow something practical, something tangible, something you can monetize. This has a generational wealth aspect to it. It has legacy. And with it being a 10, it is like some level of completion where you have reached a level of success, however that looks like to you. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be with somebody else. I'm just saying that because there's two people in the card. But it can be, of course, sharing that with other people. Like maybe you have figured something out and you have something that you can offer to other people so that they can acquire this level of success too. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. This can literally be inheritance. I'm just saying that because of these two cards together. There's not even necessarily anything that like indicates that. I mean, we haven't even really gone in that direction, but it's possible with these two cards, because the Six of Pentacles is about like reciprocity. It's there's a little bit of a sprinkle of karma in there, because the rule of karma is what you put out, you get back. But it has this give and take aspect to it. So it can be charity, whether you're giving or receiving. It could be a grant. It could be, whatever it is that you are putting out there. People would be responding to that. And also it's like, whatever energy you put into a thing, that's what you're going to get out of it. There can even be, like this investment in yourself in some capacity. But with it paired with the 10 of Pentacles, and especially with the 10 of Pentacles being, kind of on over it or first, this would say you have reached a level of success, or even, knowledge, or you've acquired materials and resources to the point of being able to share it with other people, whether you put a price on that or not. Even if you are creating on social media, like the point of that is, I think anyway, part of it is so that people do invest in you. They want to know more, right? They can see that you have something that they are interested in, and there's an investment in that. They invest in that. That doesn't even necessarily have to be like social media. It could be, of course, like in your work, in your job, reaching a level of success in your profession and becoming a mentor or trainer or something. But there is this give and take aspect to it. So it's like you would still be reimbursed for that in some capacity, because with the Six of Pentacles, like both parties are going to be satisfied with the arrangement. And then we have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this to me is telling me that there's something that you feel has slipped through your fingers. Maybe you've tried something already and it hasn't gone the way that you wanted it to go. Or maybe it just didn't have the growth that you expected. Which I know, like, being a creator on social media, I know that it is so easy to focus on the numbers. But, and then we kind of end up in this place of being like, man, this just is not going, the way that I thought. But we have strength behind here. Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It literally is about perseverance and determination and focusing on how you feel creating. Like, does it make you feel good to put whatever message out there? Even with your work, your day to day, like, in your work, does it make you feel good? And if it does, follow that. If it doesn't anymore, then switch it up. But this is also a card about like grieving. It can be loss. Like generally, traditionally, there's 3 cups that have been turned over. There's still 2 cups remaining. So that's why I'm saying, like, if there's things that you have tried and it hasn't yielded the results that you expected, first of all, let go of any expectation that you have. Because what's that saying? Like, expectations are the killer of joy or something like that. Because of course we're going to attach our expectations to stuff, right? I mean, we're human. We have to do that. But if we let those expectations determine what we do and what we don't do, like, I mean, we're just not going to do shit. And we're not going to put the amount of energy into a thing that, like, we might stop right before something really takes off, right? It's like literally having to just trust. And I know we don't even have the star card out here, but that's very much what the star card is about, like faith and hope and, like trusting the process. But I mean, we're talking about the 5 of Cups. So again, with the 5 of Cups, though, the lesson is, for one, the 5 of Cups is not something to pitch a tent in. The 5s are transitionary energies. It's something to allow ourselves to flow through, recognize, grieve, mourn, whatever we need to, but also recognize, like, it's not all lost. There are still cups to be examined. And like I said, if you do still enjoy what you do, then keep effing doing it. And then, like I said, we have the Strength card. This is a card of Leo. Again, there is this kind of like energy exchange thing happening that is very 6 of Pentacles, the infinity symbol. Just the perseverance, showing up. Page of Wands. Is about, like adventure and having fun and enthusiasm also. This could even be you investing in somebody that that has the knowledge that you're looking for. It doesn't necessarily have to be you that people are investing in. I mean, of course, it can be that. It can still be that, but also at the same time, it can be that you are investing in somebody to help in some capacity, or they have the materials and resources that that you need or want. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.